Okay, so today we're going to go over finding angles in right triangles. It's just one more step from what we already know. So we've already found the ratios, and so to figure out the angle x, what we do is we move sine to the other side. It becomes sine -1, and then you write the number right after it. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to use your shift button. Some people's calculator is called shift, some people's called a second function. Sometimes it's like a little up arrow. Okay, that will take you to the writing that's right above sine, which is sine -1. So that's what you're looking for in your calculator. So on my calculator, this one works like a phone. If you're using your phone, you'll do it like me. You'll go 0.2546, and for me, I have to press shift using this button. And then I get the writing that looks like this, sine -1. And I get 14.7 degrees. So I can say x equals 14.7 degrees. Now, if you have a calculator where you see the words on your screen, so for example, here I'll press my yellow second button, and then I press sine, which gives me the yellow writing right above, sine -1. If you see this word on your screen, then you enter it in as you wrote it. Sine -1.2546, press equals, what did I do? Whoopsies. Second function, sine 0.2546 equals, oh, I am on radians, that's why, my bad. Mode, gotta go to degrees, press enter. There we go. Wait, so let's try this again. Second function. 0.2546 equals 14.7 degrees. Boom, nailed it. So then I do the same thing for the other one, except I just use the word cos. So I would then change this to cos -1, 0.1598. Try it on your calculator, see what you get. If you're using your phone, you enter in your number first. Make sure you're on the cos -1 and get 80.8 degrees. Okay, so that's going to be my y value. And I will say y equals 80.8 degrees. And then here's z equals tan -1, 3.2785. On your phone, you got to hit your number first. And if you have this calculator, you would type it in exactly as you see it. So I would go tan -1, I have to get the special writing, 3.2785, press equals 73 degrees. Z equals 73 degrees. Now I wrote sideways. Writing sideways is horrible. It's like a run-on sentence. It doesn't make sense. I had to use commas to separate things. Where you really want to do is you want to work vertically and write it this direction. This is the proper way to write it. Okay? And we usually round, instead of 14.7, we round to a whole number. So you usually don't have decimals with angles. You use whole numbers. Okay, so let's try this here. Here is our angle of interest. Label your HOA. So number 1, label HOA. Start with the 90 degrees, draw an arrow straight across. That would be your hypotenuse. Start with your angle of interest, go straight across. That would be your opposite. And the side that's left over is your adjacent. Okay, so we did number 1. Check. Good. So then we're going to choose the proper ratio. So looking at this, I know the opposite side and I know the adjacent side. So that would be tan. So I would say tan theta equals opposite over adjacent. That's going to be given to you on the formula book. And so you will write tan equals, and now you have to fill in something here. So since we have theta, I'll use theta. Opposite would be 5, adjacent will be 3. You must always, okay, the biggest mistake is to leave this blank. You always have to have something in that location. Either it's a numerical angle or it's a capital letter. And in this case, it's a Greek capital letter. So then I keep theta where it is. I move tan to the other side by doing the opposite, which is tan negative 1. Now, our calculators now can handle 5 over 3. Old school people, they make you go and they make you do your ratio. So you have to actually divide 5 divided by 3 to get your ratio. You don't need to do that with calculators nowadays, okay? But you got to make sure your calculator is doing that properly. So on this calculator here, I will simply do this. I will actually go 5 divided by 3 equals. That's just 5 divided by 3. Now I have to go tan negative 1, and then I get 59 degrees. On my graphing calculator, it's a little bit different. On my graphing calculator, I will go tan negative 1, just like I always do, and then I'll go 5 divided by 3. And in order for my calculator to do that first, I got to put in a bracket. So the trick on the graphing calculator is to use your brackets, and that's why I write my brackets, because I always want to tell myself, hey dude, I gotta go 5 divided by 3. Now if you can't remember that, then guess what you have to do? Then you have to go and you have to write your decimals, 4 decimals. Okay? If you don't use your brackets, you've got to write 4 decimals or you'll get every question wrong. Because without brackets, your calculator is actually doing this, tan negative 1, 5, and then it's dividing that answer by 3. That's completely different. Gotta have brackets, okay? So let me write that down. You must, and I'll underline that like 5 times, must have brackets, or you're going to get it wrong on your calculator. Okay, so here you're just finding an angle. So you will say D equals sine negative 1, 0.5491. D equals, and you'll go to your calculator. So that's for all this section right here. Okay. Here you'll label your HOA. So you have to go hypotenuse, opposite. Oops, we'll find the angle on the bottom. So this will be your opposite, and this will be your adjacent. So we are talking about the hypotenuse and the opposite. We're trying to find the angle theta. So which ratio would you use? Well, remember, so toa. So for O and H, you're going to use so. So you're going to use sine. Okay. Here we go. Label your HOA, GOA. Here I will help you drive. Here's your boat there's your cliff. There's your boat in the water. And it's 150 meters from the cliff. And the cliff is 90 meters. You want to know this angle right here, theta. Okay. Here we have a right angle triangle. Good. So this would be 7, this would be 8. What is angle X? So we're trying to find angle X. Good. With this one, we have a 65-meter cliff. It's 48 meters from the base. And we're trying to find this angle right here, theta. These angles are actually equal because of parallel line rules. Okay, there's your homework. Get her done. Check your answers. And stop.